How to pack fast as effing F. So I'm making this video for fun, but I just thought I would like to share some of my tips and tricks to streamline and optimize my packing and shipping process, coming from someone who shipped out 500 plus orders in just a week and a half. Not all by myself, I did have some help. So if you have like a big pre-order event, if you're like a small business, you sell like crafts or handmade goods, or you sell tarot decks or oracle decks, you sell the things that you make, or just whatever it is that you're selling and you're shipping and packing and doing everything by yourself, and you want to just get things done faster because customers are waiting and then they're like expecting, they're anticipating, they want the thing that they ordered. So if you have like, for example, a big pre-order event, a Kickstarter campaign that you just finished, or you're just consistently making a lot of sales, here are some tips and tricks and strategies that I use and that I figured out to basically make everything go smoother and just make everything more effective, and you can get things done faster and sweat less with fewer margins of errors. Yeah, so hopefully this video will help you. Okay, the first thing you need to know when it comes to processing your orders and shipping them out and packing, etc., is do not do them one by one. If you're doing it as a routine, maybe you have maybe your business is slower paced, maybe you just kind of like have a few orders to fulfill, then doing it one by one is totally cool, it's very casual. But I'm talking about like if you have 60 orders, 100 orders, 500, even 1,000 orders from a Kickstarter campaign or whatever, if you do it one by one, oh my god, I will be surprised if you have any hair left by the end of it, because I certainly won't have any hair left by the end of it, because that just sounds stressful, like just thinking about it. So the first thing you should definitely not do is ship it out one by one, because that is such a waste of time. If you're not doing it one by one, then what do you do? Batching. And you can batch on multiple categories, multiple things, and multiple levels, and then when everything comes together, it's just like one easy factory assembly line, and you can just get all your orders ready to go. So when it comes to batching, here are some principles that you can follow, because your business might be different than mine, your process might be different than mine, and the packaging materials you're using might be different. So, try to apply these principles to your business and your workflow. And also, it's just how I do it, but just to give you some idea, right? So when it comes to batching, you want to separate the different tasks one by one and then do them separately one by one. Let's say you have 100 orders. Before you even get to like the packing part, packing might involve folding boxes, putting in fillers, and putting in your inserts, and putting in postcards, and putting on stickers and things like that. So there's like several steps, right? Depending on how you're packaging your things. But the first step of batching is to look at the orders on your screen, or your shipping software, or your website, whatever it is. Just look at all the orders that are coming in, all the orders that you're getting ready to fulfill. You want to separate them by the type of items they contain. So for me, I sell tarot decks and oracle decks and affirmation decks, and usually it will come into the orders will have different combinations of items, right? I would separate the orders and group them and just count how many that there are. For example, there's 7 people that ordered Way of the Piano Tarot deck, and there's 10 people that order my affirmation deck. There's like 10 people that ordered a bundle. So you want to separate and categorize the orders and just figure out how many there are. And this is kind of like prepping the packing. And if you don't do this, you could, but it's just going to take up a lot of time if you're just doing one by one. Let's say I have 100 pre-orders that I'm getting ready to ship out. I want to sort of sort through all the orders and categorize them by the items that are being shipped out. You want to reflect on your shipping process and the materials you're using. So for me, I know that I'm using 2 types of boxes, a smaller one and a bigger one. The smaller one for any order that has 1 deck, the bigger box for any order that has more than 2 decks. So I already have a system in place. And I want to look at how many orders are going to use the small box and how many orders are going to use the big box. And once I know that, I could pre-fold those boxes. So that would be the first step. For example, my shipping order fulfillment processing day is Monday. So on Sunday, I will look at how many orders that I have to fulfill on Monday. And then I will look at the different types of boxes that I would need for Monday. Let's say I'm shipping out 100 orders, a big batch, and I want to get it done ASAP. If it's just like a normal day, I might have like less. But if it's like 100, let's say I just ran a pre-order event, and then I would have like, let's say there's like 40 smaller boxes and 60 bigger boxes, because let's say there's 60 bundles being purchased, and then there's like 40 is just like one deck. So I would go to my packing room and then just fold the boxes, tape it, pre-fold all the boxes, prep the boxes, and then, you know, prep the small box, prep the big box, and then just leave it there. That's one part of the packing done. So that's batching. That's the first part of batching. You know, set up the boxes or set up the mailers that you're using, set up the envelopes you're using, whatever it is. So that would be the first step. You want to categorize the orders that are coming in. Then the second step, you basically just want to batch as often as you can. You want to separate your sort of process into different categories and the different things that you can batch and just prepare so that when you're actually loading things into the box, it will be super easy, super streamlined, and it'll save you like a lot of time. So I will fold the boxes, pre-fold the boxes out. And then on Monday, I would look through the orders again. I have all the boxes ready. And then I would separate them into even more categories. For example, there's like 10 orders that have ordered just Way Out the Panatero. There's 12 orders that order spread crafters, and then there's like 60 orders that order the bundle or whatever. So you want to like, you know, do more categories again and just batch them again. So once you have those categories, you want to note them down somewhere. You could somehow track it on your software or your website. That would be great. But if not, just like write it on like a sticky note or whatever. Sometimes that's what I do. And then I would go to my packing room, and then I would just take out 7 boxes, for example. Let's say 7 people bought Way Out the Panatero. I would take out those boxes, and then I would just put Way Out the Panatero in it. Don't worry about like labeling. Don't print out the labels yet. Don't worry about who these boxes are for which customer. Just know there's 7 orders that are the exact same. It's the same deck, and then the rest of the box will be the same. You put in the same insert, you will put in the same sticker, and I will put in some pom-poms and fillers or whatever. Same, right? There's 7 orders that are the same. So I would just streamline it and put all the panda decks in there, and then I will like stuff it, protect it with some fillers, bubble wrap it, decorate it with pom-poms, put my postcard inserts, other business stuff in it, and then I would just tape it, and then I would like leave that for later, and I would just make sure to label that as well around the box, like Way Out the Panda, to know what this box contains. Set it aside. I would do the second batch. Let's say it's all Spread Crafters Oracle, and I would do the same thing. I would pack it with all Spread Crafters, not worrying about who bought it, which customer it's for, because they're all the same. It's the same item. Do that, and then do the bundle. Put the Spread Crafters in there, the expansion packs in there. Pack it, make it nice, seal the box. Okay, so if there's no other variants, you can just seal the box, tape it, and make sure you label the boxes too, so you know which decks or which products are inside. If there's no other variants, then you're good to go. Now you print the labels. You would print the customers, like the shipping labels that bought Way of the Panda first, or just like product 1. Label all of that, you're done. And then print a second batch of labels where they bought a different thing. Print those labels, label all the boxes that you just prepped and packed, done. And then the third one, let's say the bundle, you print all the labels, people who bought that bundle, put the labels on the boxes, decorate the boxes however you wish, done. So when you're like putting decks in, when you're like putting your products in, and it's like similar, basically it's the same thing, but different people bought them. When you're packing, you don't have to worry about who bought them at all, because if you're just like doing it box by box and order by order, it's a complete waste of time. You don't have to worry about that. You just have to know this group of people or all 7 orders bought the same deck, and you pack them the same way because it's the same thing. And then you just put the labels on those boxes, and you don't have to worry about like customer A bought this, customer B bought this. And yeah, that's you know, batching. So that's for like if you have no variants, right? Because some people might, let's say they buy one deck and they add a pouch or whatever. It might get a little complicated, but if there's no variant, it's exact same. Just batch, 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 label, 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 and then you're done. Ship everything out. Okay. And now if you have variants, let's say people buy Way of the Panatero, they buy your product A, but they want to add a little pouch, or they want like a little add-on, or if we have Panda plus this other thing. So now, something you can do is like, let's say you have like, again, 7 people that bought Way of the Panatero, and maybe there's only 1 person that added a pouch. So you just do the same batching, you do the same thing, and then when you get to the last box, just put that pouch in, seal that box, tape it, decorate it, put a sticker on it, ship it off, and obviously the shipping label. So if you don't have a lot of variants, just like a few orders where there's like a couple add-ons. You just do the same batching process and then you just like adjust the, you know, the individual boxes, customize that box for that particular customer. So, you know, kind of just do that as an add-on to your batching, if you know what I mean, before you seal the box. If you have like a lot of different kind of like add-ons, so you can just do another level of batching where let's say you do 7 customers that bought Way of the Panatera or your product A without any variants or add-ons. You just do the same batching. Pack all of them, pack the boxes, put the decks in, put the product in, and then do the labeling at the end. And then you do another batch for people who bought Way of the Panatera with variants. And this group will be the time that you address the order one by one, because there's like a lot of different variants. Basically, you want to batch the orders that are the same as much as you can, and then leave the weird ones, the variants, the variations, the ones with add-ons, put that in a different category and then address them one by one at the end. So the more streamlining you can do, the more samesies that you can group together to do all at once, and then put, you know, pack the order all at once, put the product in all at once, tape it all at once, the better. This will make it so much easier, and just it'll be also harder for you to make mistakes, because now you're just grouping things that are the same, putting the same tasks together. It will save your brain the time and energy, you know, when your brain is switching tasks, right? You're assembling boxes, you're putting stuff in, and then at the end you have to tape. It will save you a lot of energy and that brief feeling of switching gears and that feeling of disorientation when you're switching from task to task. You're basically trying to avoid that as much as possible. Like, you're trying to batch the lanes in your brain as well, if you know what I mean. That's why, you know, that's why I always just pre-assemble the boxes first, and then I would just leave it there. And then the next day I would do the ordering, shipping, not shipping, like I would do processing the orders. I will look at what orders are there, categorize them, and I will pack the actual thing inside a box. But the box is already ready. So I don't have to, like, for each order I assemble the box and then I put it in and then I tape it and then I start the whole process again. You want to batch as many, you want to batch samesies as much as you can. You want to like assemble all the boxes first. You want to like, and then you want to like load the boxes with your product and then the fillers and whatever decorations that you have. And then you want to tape and label. So you want to like separate the different tasks so your brain can focus on one thing at a time. And that's going to save you so much time, so much energy, and so much brain power. So that's how you pack fast as F. You want to batch as many times as you can until at the end it's just a bunch of stuff that you can't batch, so you have to do it like, you know, one by one by one. So your process might be different from mine. You might not want to do boxes first, so totally up to you, but this is just how I do it, and it saved me so much time and so much energy. And if you can find someone, typically I have the help of my brother, and he and I would just form a factory line. I would do boxes, he would do this, or when we were assembling boxes together, I will hold the boxes in place, he would tape it, and we just go like bam, bam, bam. Yeah, if you can find someone to help you, don't be doing random things all at once. You want to batch and assign tasks when you have someone with you, because that will be the most effective way to utilize your help, to not waste their time and not waste their energy, and to make the whole thing more efficient and more optimized, right? If there's someone there to help you, for example, and if you're assembling boxes, you could all be just doing the same thing together. If you have those foldable millers, you can just all fold it together, put it in place, and then set it aside. Or you can do it like what I did with my brother. I would hold the boxes down, he would tape it, I would hold the box, he would tape it, and then it's just this efficient factory line. We can just keep going, and then it'll just save so much time. And then let's say when it comes to the actual packing, someone is helping you. You want to separate the tasks as well. Let's say you put the deck in and you put fillers. Go to the next person, they're sprinkling pom-poms, they're putting inserts in, and then if you have a third person, they're taping. So you want to like think how, just try to batch, just have like one thing going on at a time per person. And if you're just one person, you can kind of just play with it a little bit. You can like do it box by box, order by order. You can do like the fillers and the inserts all at once, or you can just deck, filler, do all of that once. And then once you have like just all the open boxes, like 10 decks, you sprinkle the pom-poms. You may not have pom-poms. I sprinkle pom-poms into mine. So, you know, do the decor thing, do that sprinkle of magic that you do, and then do all the inserts. So there's some playroom, there's some flexibility. You don't have to batch to like the bottom of your, not everything needs to be batched, but it's just like the more you can batch in the way that makes you feel more efficient would be best, like especially the bigger tasks. Like if you think of it as like kind of like, I don't know if it's a pyramid or just like a hierarchy of the things you can batch, bigger items such as like assembling boxes, packing, printing the labels, and then there's like, you know, more the tasks get more like specific, right? It could just be like when you're packing, which includes, you know, under the umbrella, it's putting the deck in, putting the fillers around it, putting the inserts in, and then you maybe put some other stuff in it. So all the little tasks can be separated, and then you can do like task 1 first and then task 2 first, or you can do all of them at once within that particular batch category, if you know what I mean. If I'm not making sense, please leave a comment down below and I'll explain further, but I just want to it's taken me so long to make this video because I've participated in a lot of Kickstarter campaigns, in, you know, tarot decks, and I witnessed a lot of struggles from fellow decorators who are just having the time of their lives with packing. And there's just an easier way to do this. And if you didn't know, now you know. Please make your life easier with the tips in this video. And at the same time, I would just like to say that these are just my process. If you like to go slow or if you want to do things your way, totally cool with that. But I just feel obligated that I need to put this out. Also, it's like a fun thing for me to kind of talk about streamlining process and productivity stuff because I'm all about like making things easier because I'm lazy. I'm not lazy as in like I don't want to put in the hard work. I'm lazy because I want to make things easier for myself so I can have more time to rest and not stress out. So I'm like smart lazy. When you're lazy, you figure out a way. So yeah, that's why I decided to put out this video. I'm kind of getting high energy talking about this. I should post this type of video more. I love sharing processes. I love coming up with processes. I love finding the delicious balance between optimized productivity versus not optimizing because you're a perfectionist. It just sounds contradictory, but that's what I'm into. I like to make things go faster and easier while not stressing out. Because, you know, sometimes you optimize, but you end up stressing yourself out more because you're being perfectionist, which is something that I have to learn the hard way. So yeah, hope this makes your life easier. Hopefully in no time you will be packing fast as effing F. Let me know if you have any tips and tricks when it comes to packing and making things go faster or making things go easier. Let me know what your hacks are. Please share in the comment section so we can all benefit. We can all rise together like a cosmic piece of bread in a cosmic bakery. That's it. Thank you for watching this video. Bye!